But let's see. So episode 3, we got some answers to some questions about Lasher, about the uncle, about the mom. We got a lot of we got a lot of, what is it? What's the word y'all say? Exposition. We got a lot of that this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got to see a little bit more of Lasher and Rowan's chemistry. We got a chance to see them together on screen for the
Mm-hmm.
first time and how we felt about their chemistry. So, Twan, what some of your thoughts about it?
I had quite a few as we worked through the episode. I do have a kind of a little list of points that I couldn't help but make as I was going through the episode because I was like, oh, cool. They're giving this explanation. Oh, they're making okay. I see where this is. So like, if you want to, we can I guess just go through the episode real quick. I guess just certain talking points of the episode. So when it started, we had and I was waiting for this to make sense.
Do you want me to kind of play it in the
I
background
guess
last week?
I guess we can.
If my computer don't blow up.
I mean, I'll ask you, I guess, what your thoughts on some of these points is. And I feel like it's obviously going to go a little quicker than the show, but you can use it if you want to bounce around to a certain scene. But the first thing I did want to talk about was that opening scene for this third episode.
Okay, I was muted. Okay.
Oh, you're good. Because
okay.
it was.
Remind me and the audience what the opening scene was.
So the opening scene was it's an obvious flashback. It looked like they're in like pilgrim attire.
Oh yes.
But this lady gets brought into this cabin with this other young woman, and she got attacked by a boar, and her intestines are pretty much leaking out.
Yes.
So the woman that is in the cabin already, her name is Suzanne, and she is, I'm assuming, a student of this woman.
Yeah, she's like a midwife, or was basically
a midwife.
They said midwife.
There you go. So I guess these are the Mayfair line.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Because somebody told me, I think in the comments on the last video, shout out to Diedre, something vampire that I know has had an accent with this. I read it as, and they said that actually was Lasher. The man in the woods. The man in the woods, who she was giving a handy to on the episode before. Remember they showed us the pilgrim lady last on episode 2, and she was in the woods with a little girl. She was like, "Go over here, go over here." I think the episode started that way. She was like, "Go over there," and they were like out picking flowers and shit. And then she was with a man, and he was like up against the tree, and she was like giving him a handy.
Oh, I missed that. I totally didn't.
Well, it didn't look like him, so I wouldn't have picked that up. I wouldn't pick. They said that was.
And he can shapeshift.
Yeah, and he seems to like to shapeshift to very unattractive men. But go ahead, continue.
They are aggressively trying to not give us eye candy, and it's pissing me off.
And that's the thing, y'all know how to do it because y'all casted Sam Reed. Don't play with me. Anyway.
Yeah. So. The whole, I guess, I rewound it like 3 times to see what was the point of it. And it seemed that what I took from it was Suzanne is a person who, she only really wants to cure. She only really wants to heal. She doesn't want to be the one to take life. And she says that's because it sounds like the main reason is because she doesn't believe the scriptures of what they're, practicing or whatever. She says there is no heaven, no hell. So she doesn't know where her soul is going to go, I guess.
Right.
And the lady says, well, when we die, what she said it don't really go the lady on the table, she said she's going to the earth. She's going to the earth to be with her sisters and stuff like that. And so she was trying to give her she was like, give me these herbs, girl, so I can die and also be flying while I do so. Yeah, so I guess she finally decided to do it. Right. So all in all, it seems like that's all that we got from that scene was that this person, specifically Suzanne, doesn't want to kill people and then the reason is because she doesn't know where her soul is going to go afterwards. So I'm like, okay, we got that, but it doesn't tie into anything we saw in the rest of the episode. So what's going on?
Right. I was wondering, but the fact that they kind of showed them a little bit in the previous episode, I'm wondering if that's kind of the plan. Like, give us a little bit of that story in pieces.
Okay. Because I must have fell asleep in the very beginning of the episode, so I just did not remember seeing them pilgrim women before.
Yeah. And it was it felt like a random scene to me because I was like, what is... They didn't really say anything else about it, but then they came back. Hey Kaya, we just finished the Velma conversation. I'm sorry you just missed it, but feel free to go back and watch it. Give your thoughts about it. But we're talking about Mayfair witches now, which I know Rashawn said it. Rashawn said they must want us to focus on the storyline or something because the eyes have been parched. I can focus on the storyline with some eye candy now.
Right. You saw the way we are both
emotionally driven by our lust for Lestat.
Right, but we didn't miss the story at all. We got that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that happened. So I guess we're gonna come back to that in a later episode.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get caught up. What I wanted to see, bitch neck, her neck's cut. It's gone. It's sliced all the way down to the back of the neck. So who did this? At this point, fully believe Lasher did this.
No, it's like the uncle did it.
You think the uncle actually did it?
Because Lasher,
I think Lasher did it too.
But Lasher was mad at him, right?
Oh yeah, he was mad. I guess he was mad at him directly.
Yeah, he was.
Because I was just thinking they don't have the best of relationships or some shit. And now that he finally has the ability with the owner of the necklace not wearing it and being dead, I feel like he has more agency.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought it was just a thing of him actually being able to show himself to Cortland finally, because he fucking hurt him and everything, you know?
He pulled up on him. That's true.
Right.
Let me change the title of the stream real quick.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I skipped ahead to the scene where he pulled up on Cortland, so while we're talking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, that I guess that does kind of make me, because you can look at that either way. Mine is full speculation, you know, like that's not rooted in anything besides what I've seen on the episodes, like assuming that could be why he was mad at him. But that definitely could be it too. Because they're obviously working together. Obviously.
Yes, they definitely
regardless
have some
of
kind
the
deal.
dynamic.
Right. They have some kind of agreement or something.
It seems to be that. I mean, he definitely has an obvious, potent fear of Lasher, but he's working to Lasher's ends. I definitely feel that way.
What do you mean? He said he two Lashers in?
All of his actions are benefiting. Lasher.
Explain it like 2 generations. I was ready to break it down though. I was ready to figure out what it meant.
I think it's just that though, that he's working to make sure Lasher's ish gets done, because they're somehow working together. And in my mind,
the 13th witch. It's the 13th witch,
which was some exposition I needed, because that was interesting. So it is specifically her and the bloodline that, like, that's the reason why she got stolen in the beginning, because of her placement in this line of witches. Like, there's something special about the 13th witch.
Of course,
that's obviously Rowan.
That's how it always works. You know, that's how it always works. You're the chosen one.
And you gotta feel bad. Like, how does... Actually, not really feeling bad, but I'm just mystified as how this woman, who has been in front of at least 4 people now,
right, that
have died in her presence, and she ain't spent more than a day in the jail for questioning. She ain't been interrogated.
Did they have? I think when we looked at like coming soon in the season, we saw something about somebody was questioning her, right? Wasn't somebody questioning her
about time?
Yeah,
because she's running around just skipping.
Yeah, like you were around during all these murders. You got something to say? I definitely remember seeing that, but I feel like that should have already happened. I don't know how we got
that. Definitely should have already happened.
Hold on.
But I'm glad it's happening finally, though. I didn't really pay attention to that in the preview, seeing that, but y'all, for the sake of my keeping this logical, let's put her in a police room or something.
Yeah, and I think this is weird that
she's cradling a dead woman with her neck slashed open. There's no murder weapon.
Yeah. This is the third one. I didn't even think about her mom. Well, no, because I'm saying this is the third person because her boss.
Well, she killed 2 people with her power.
Yeah, and then she showed up with this lady. So like you said, you talking about every time somebody dead, you in a room, this the third person. I didn't even count her mom as the third person. I didn't think.
No, I feel her mom was the 4th person.
Who the other person? It was another person?
Because there was 2 people that she killed face to face, like by that whole blood vessel thing.
Right. And then her mom.
And then she killed her mom, and now she's in the elevator with, I mean, not in the elevator, but wasn't she with her mom when she died?
Yeah, she was with her mom. Oh, she didn't kill her mom,
so
though.
there's 4 people. Well, no, she didn't kill them, but I'm saying, like, from the eyes of anybody in that world,
that's true.
The police, people just walking by experiencing, like, bitch, y'all letting this white woman run around killing folks and ain't doing nothing?
Absolutely. If I heard about her on the true crime channel, I'd be like, like if we were just looking at like, true crime.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Like we go back to this.
This lady was found in the elevator with her throat cut and her daughter was holding her and she said she didn't do it. And then, the true crime
she walked
TikTok.
away.
Yeah, the TikTok girlies would be like, well, she was with him when he died and she was with him when he died. Yeah, we would be looking at her. Supposedly her mama died of cancer, but how we supposed to know? He said Bree was a fanger. She was excusing toxicity. Twan was justifying dropping people from heights. He said, eye candy turned us into monsters. We don't deserve eye candy. It didn't turn us into monsters. Y'all be using that word monster. It turned
me into a gaslighter. I ain't gonna lie. Because I love that man.
I'm gonna stick beside him. Like, I will say one of my favorite parts of this episode was the death parade. Like, that was fire.
Yes, yeah. Although that portion of the scene made me laugh because you asked me in the last episode how I would feel if Lasher walked up on me, and we apparently got to see it firsthand. And my answer is the same.
What you mean?
Creeper.
What,
Creeper, bitch. On? Yes, the approach, all that. I mean, she was sexy.
Let's go to this finest. Let me find when he first pulled up on her. I was curious to see their chemistry because if we gonna talk about chemistry in the this universe, which this is all in the same universe, first of all, they should have put this out first because you talking about chemistry and Jacob Anderson and Sam Reed, and now I'm looking at her and Lasher like, let's see if it's giving chemistry. They don't have to be attracted to me if I feel like they really like have a magnetic like draw, like they're really drawn to each other. So for you, was it giving chemistry? Was it giving like
it's giving
supernatural pulling towards you and I can't stop myself? Like, was it giving that for you? Like,
it's giving, I know the as well, I don't know the plot, but I know what Lasher is trying to do, which is get closer to her, be able to get into her, be able to bond with her. So his approach, right, get all up in there. His approach makes sense for what he's trying to accomplish. Do I think there's some like overarching desire or charisma that they have outside of that story beat? No.
Yeah, like when you see them together,
I don't know if they're
like, ooh, you like I've been waiting for you my whole life. Like I can't turn it. Like was it giving it? So this is where they first run into each other, y'all. So we were watching this scene. This airs on AMC or AMC Plus, which you can watch through Amazon. Kai, it's part of the same universe as Interview with the Vampire, which is amazing. So this is the same universe, same kind of showrunner.
But I don't know if this actress has the capacity to really pull that off for me.
I don't think she
does. Really pull off genuine, like star-crossed, destined lovers in this moment. There's something that's pulling me to you. So yeah. I don't think she really has that, like,
I don't think she has that
actor
capacity.
quality in her. Yeah, I don't think she I'm not gonna get that from her, even if this was some fine ass man, I feel like.
Yeah, I think. I mean, she's very good at. She's pretty, like she's attractive, but she
pretty,
seems normal.
absolutely.
Like, and she does anxiety well. Like that scene in the elevator when she was traumatized, she killed that.
Yes.
Like she can give aggy, she can give anxious, she gives. I always look clammy.
She can give cunty. She can give pissed off. She can do all of that. But I don't see just like
she's serving
constant
negative
love
emotion.
story.
Yeah, she's serving negative emotion. I don't know about positive. I just haven't seen that in her. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at this and it just...
No, that's what I'm saying. It just felt like this needs to happen for the story to progress. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be like seductive. Like, and I don't know if it's him. Like, and then they put this mask on him, so I can't really even see if he's
I thought the mask is gonna help.
Well, but you can't see eyes and subtleties with like a mask, right?
Yeah, I guess the reason I said the mask should help is because now I'm leaving a little bit more of that to my imagination.
Don't be doing Lasher like that. You need to stop. He's not that bad.
I mean, I'm not saying this man is all of them look wet.
They always look wet, but New Orleans be...
Carlotta look wet. She look damp. Lasher look damp. Not Cortland. Cortland got his shit together.
I felt so bad because when I was watching, I was just like, why everybody look clammy, like wet? They look moist.
It's giving you that it's like how like what was it, Twilight? Mm-hmm. How like Forks, Washington would be the last place you ever wanted to go because it's humid. Everybody in our high school stank. It's just not it.
Yes,
it's not it.
It's giving moist. Like, and I don't really know. Like, it probably is humid, but I mean, we from the South, we know what humidity feel like. I mean, I don't know why they
got deal with 24/7 though. That's the reason them vampires were there. They said them clouds don't never move. And the way they had what was it, that scene when they in the classroom and the fan with the little tassels is blowing in the classroom? They got it because it's hot in there. It's muggy.
Muggy. Yeah, everything looks muggy. I'm not buying it. That kiss for me, it wasn't. It didn't feel. It kind of just feel like, oh, this is cute. Like, it's our first kiss. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited and nervous at the same time. But it didn't give like passion, And I've seen some people give good passion. So maybe she's not gonna hook up with Lasher because then she kind of had a moment with this guy at the end of the episode, and it's like maybe something is gonna happen there as well. But you can go through the points of your notes. I'm sorry, I'm just like.
Oh no, you're
my thoughts are coming back, but it seems like they was gonna there's something going on there. That's where the episode ended, so maybe we should save that talking point for a little bit. But I can't tell who's supposed to be her love interest.
You couldn't. I don't know if I could even if because I think he is attractive. He's definitely probably the most attractive person we've seen so far. I think, but having a relationship with him would be a little difficult.
Well, his hands wasn't working. Remember, he tried to touch the thing and it didn't work. Well, maybe the elevator.
Well, that was specifically because he stated that memories have been erased from the elevator, which has never happened before. So in any other situation, anything he touched is gonna cause these memories and stuff. Can you imagine being in a relationship with this man and maybe there's some stuff you've been keeping on the down low for maybe his benefit and y'all fucking and he found out?
He sound like the perfect. He gonna be empathetic. He gonna know how you feel.
That is true. He does know your emotions. You know what? That adds a little bit extra. I take it back because if he can understand your emotions in the middle, that'll be a little better.
I wish they would have shown us, not tell us when he held hands with her and he started crying, because there's one thing, at the end when they held hands and he was like kind of crying as he was seeing her experience. And they haven't shown us that. Like, as the viewers, we like, he was crying. Why was he crying?
Oh, maybe it was just the actual, he now knows the beginning, the whole thing about her getting ripped away, and he's probably seeing her live her whole life dying to know who her parents
why
are.
Wouldn't they have
the type of.
We haven't seen it from her.
No, we haven't seen it.
We just seen
yet.
her drinking and curled up. Like, we see her suffering or struggling with life, but we haven't seen grief. Like, we haven't seen. You know what I mean? Like, you could say, he's just tapping into her pain. She's lived such a painful life. And that's cool. But y'all need to show me that, because we really got, a glimpse of her at her job, being irritated because her boss was, annoying, which is kind of normal. And then we saw her, go to try to get this thing for her mom. And maybe even her mom dying, that was sad. But,
I
like
think that her biggest thing is her parents. I feel like because she did. I feel like that was in the first two episodes. She was coming to her pretty repetitively about knowing her parents, or let's try this, or maybe
right,
this. And she's like, girl, I've been calling them. Trust me, every year I've been calling them. We've been driving by, calm down about these parent shit. And she just keep bringing it up. So I think that could leave it open for us to assume that this is something that she really has been wanting to dig into. And then on top of finding out that she knew the whole time,
right.
you know, that oh, and that's another thing, like to realize that, your parents is doing like, oh, calm down, you sound a little crazy, like blah blah. And then you found out it's like they
Talking about
knew it's true.
your
So you
mama
like
was
actively
gaslighting you the whole time.
right. Like that's fucked up.
I mean, I don't have any doubt that she's lived like a suffering or miserable existence. I just wish they
Hmm.
would have showed us a little bit because I'm just having a hard time connecting with this actress or this character.
Gotcha.
Like,
Understood.
I'm not really connecting with her.
Yeah,
So,
me neither. I'm mostly following along for the oohs and ahs, to be honest, or for it to finally make sense, this actual
do you have a
storyline.
feeling
It
they're
ain't
gonna
really
like
got much to
gag
do with
us
her.
later? You think it's
Yeah,
gonna like
I
it's
see.
gonna
I
be
see. They have
emotional?
the ability to. Yeah, I fully feel like they're capable of doing it, and I don't doubt they're not going to do it. This episode was, in essence, a little bit more of the stuff that I like to see in my other shows coming
Hmm.
to the forefront. In this one, they gave me mystery and intrigue, but in a bomb ass way. To be honest, like I love some I guess aggressiveness when it comes to like the gore and stuff because when we
Yeah.
got that clip of Delphine downstairs slamming her head into well, actually let's
Oh
talk
yes,
about that. Let's
yes.
get into that from the beginning. So the necklace that Diedre was wearing seems to be a conduit to keeping Lasher secured or locked somewhere.
Right, because I noticed she had one on too. Delphi?
Who?
Delphi? Sorry, her name? Delphine?
Delphine?
Yeah,
Well,
she
that's the thing. That's the thing. Delphine only got that because Deidre died. And because that, and I think since Deidre died or since that necklace got taken off, that is what gave Lasher, like the other previous stuff is making a little bit more sense now because of this necklace. So with the necklace removed or the user that was wearing the necklace is dead now, that gave Lasher this, I guess, this time frame to be able to travel without any type of like real conduits. So the reason he was in the hotel room with Rowan earlier was because Deidre used the spell to materialize him there or to like allow
right,
him to be there in that moment.
right.
And with her dead, now he's able to pop up with Cortland. Now he's able to walk through the streets with Rowan now. And what's her mama
Oh,
name?
that's
Carlotta
true.
made that she made that point when she was laying, like, is that her mom or somebody? She was laying on her lap talking about the only thing left now to do is to bind Lasher, and they can only
So
do that with the necklace. That's when we traveled over to that scene with Delphine and her pretty much forcing her to wear the necklace.
so is that what she was if Deidre went outside, Lasher go outside as well? Is that also a thing? Is that why she wanted to keep the house? Because Lasher is
Potentially,
kind
I
of
think
like
so.
he only had because like how is he roaming now?
That's the
He
thing. I
hasn't
think that
because he's not
you have
bound to
to. I think it's a
nobody.
Mayfair witch. A Mayfair witch has to be wearing this necklace, and the only reason I say that is because when she gave the necklace to Delphine and locked her in that basement, that adds to your point of Deidre needed to be in that house wearing that
Mhm.
necklace to lock him down there. So I
Right.
think that's why she locked Delphine. I mean,
Oh, here you go.
yeah, Delphine
Oh,
down in the basement
I hate it.
to be able to. Yeah, this is it. I feel like in this moment, the necklace knows that she's not a Mayfair witch, so it's rejecting her.
That's why I was like, I thought she was. I was thinking like, was she one? That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, maybe
Mm-mm,
she was one because she just seemed like she had him around because like her mom was one and stuff like. So I was like, maybe everybody who work in the house is one, but she not. So I guess if you
mm-mm.
put the
She
necklace on
came.
somebody who not one, then that's what
It's
happened.
gonna reject you. It wants to get to a Mayfair witch. That's what I think it is.
Is it you feel like it was like her trying to go through the wall, like trying to get
Either
out,
that
like?
or just trying to end her life. you know,
Mm. 'Cause I was thinking, like, is
I
that
feel
like
like
her
it.
almost kinda, like, trying to go through a wall? Like, just, I gotta get out, kinda thing?
It could be. I don't see anything to disprove that. My immediate thought was it was just trying to kill her, like it was just rejecting her. But that also could be it. Maybe it wants to get out, but um, maybe it's trying to get to Lasher. Maybe, possibly.
Sorry.
No, that's
Okay.
how you muted it.
Yeah. My kids was well, okay, so that was interesting. I didn't pick up on it. So I'm glad you pointed that out. I did not pick up on it. Um, so what is up with him, this guy? He's part of a, like you were saying, a protective, I don't know which FBI. I don't
He
know.
is part of. I wrote it down. What is it called? I don't know if I spelled it right, but it sounds like this. He is part of Talim Ask.
And that's like the organization that kind of
Talim Aske.
we'll go with
It
it.
starts with a T.
We're gonna go with
There
it.
you go. But I think I've got in my head the groups now. So I think it's Cortland and Lasher, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then you got Carlotta and I
The
guess now
Mayfair
just Carlotta and
witches,
her mama, whoever.
the old
Yeah.
ones.
And then you got this organization that he's part of.
Right.
And I think everybody in each one of these are scared as fuck of Lasher. Everybody
I'm
in
like
here.
so ready to see why he's so scary. Because
Yeah,
right now
I
he
can't
just
wait
seems
for
to
this
be like an incubus or
explanation.
something. Like he just hooks up with women.
It's something about him. I feel like his goal is to be free. Like it's
But
just
yeah,
the
what does
thing that
that
makes the most sense.
mean?
They're trying so hard to get him locked and kept in this house. So I feel like his goal is to somehow get freedom to do whatever. I have no idea on Earth what he could possibly want.
That's
If
what
it's
I'm
to bring the
saying.
destruction of Earth, hopefully we find it out soon.
Like
But
hell
I
on. You
think
think it's gonna be
everybody.
something like hell on earth trope?
I hope not. I hope it's something contained to the Mayfair witches. I
Okay.
like this whole
Yeah, I don't want it to be
destroy
like
the
I'm gonna
world, blah
be
blah.
incarnate. I'm gonna be bring hell on earth. I'm like, please, God, no.
Yeah. I wanted to be something a little bit more nuanced than that. Let it have some actual, like, I wanted to kind of be contained within the supernatural world,
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Lasher has something to do with the vampires, and that's how we get introduced to them or
Ooh,
something.
that'll be cute.
Because I do want them to expand the world as far as supernatural. Like, we hopefully will get more so in Interview with the Vampire next
Because there
season,
definitely seems to
Like,
be
I
a
want more
lot going
introduction to
on
stuff.
with like there's stuff we don't see. Because even in Interview with the Vampire, there always seemed to be this like kind of hinting at a lot of stuff going on that we just not privy to yet. Like we were kind of innocent. This first season, we're just kind of innocent, just like just like Louis and Claudia were just kind of like, we don't know nothing about nothing. So this first season
Mm-hmm.
definitely seemed like that. But
No, nothing about nothing about nothing about nothing.
they seem to be hinting a lot at like, oh, I didn't. They seem to be hinting a lot at like there's a lot going on that we don't know. So it would be cool to see this circle around and introduce us to the stuff that, we don't know about stuff. You think this sister gonna come back up? Because that was weird.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna come back up at some point.
Cause she pregnant too, and I'm just like, this show is weird about pregnancy. I don't know. I feel like something gonna happen.
It's gonna be if anything, it might be some character development for what's his name? Seth?
I don't know what this dude's
Seth.
name is. What is his name?
It's Seth.
Okay.
Seth.
I
He's a
hope
black
nothing
guy with the
terrible gonna
visions.
happen to her. I think Lasher gonna get at her.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's gonna be some development for Seth because her just popping up, picking up her stuff randomly, explaining that she's pregnant. Like, what do we need that for?
Right. So I don't remember this scene. I do remember this scene, but I didn't realize what was going on. Maybe I was half
So
listening.
this is where you
something.
get confirmation that she's not a Mayfair witch, that she came in to the family and was taken in.
And she was drinking out of that little cup. What she made her drink? Because it looked like blood.
To me, I feel like it has some, because look at how she's looking at it when she take the last sip of it. She's trying to make sure she finishes it on some real Dahmer shit. So I feel like that might have been a catalyst to the necklace. And here comes the necklace. She left this for you. No, she didn't, bitch. And look at her. She know, and that's what ate me up.
She be like, I be seeing y'all creepy women walking around this house like this.
She said it's an heirloom.
It's a key too.
No, put it on.
It's a key.
Right.
Would you put on the key? I'm not putting on no.
Hell no. She wouldn't have got me. And that's Carlotta don't got no powers. So what was you really gonna do if I didn't
I think Carlotta got powers.
No, I think in this episode, Rowan, somebody said that it skipped her generation or it skipped her powers.
No, they not.
That's a conversation.
I feel like because when that wind was like moving in the room, because what if the T is she's repressing it? Because she comes from the line, but she feels like the line is problematic to some way. So it's possible that she don't practice outwardly. But she could have some powers. It's like nobody really knows that she has powers because she don't really outwardly do anything. See, like what happened? She wasn't poisoned.
That was the drink, in my opinion.
But see, look, she couldn't move.
Yeah, she finished that whole drink that she had gave her.
I watched this scene like 3 times because it was weird to me. Because I was like, why she stopped like that? I think we think it's poison or something, but it was almost like she physically couldn't, like it was a barrier, like she couldn't move.
I did watch that back with that in mind too. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did think that the first time,
and it was like something was like, no, you can't go no further. And like poison.
I don't know because without that, because I think it was like when she first took a step, that's when she realized something was wrong with her body and she could have stopped there and make it look like a wall. Yeah, because without that explanation, I don't understand the point of the whole drink portion.
That's what I'm like, what is the...
I honestly think the drink is what like caused her to be like, oh.
But it's like her body is kind of just moving involuntarily too. So that seemed more like a spell or something. Like if it was poison, she would have just been on the floor dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like she needed to keep her like some kind of sedated long enough for maybe the necklace to take effect to do whatever it needed to do. I don't think she intended on it I don't think she knew that was going to be the result.
I feel like Corletta did. She look evil. I don't think
but that's the thing.
Bad,
like, go back and play. Listen to. You saw the scene where they were like leaning her head on the woman, the older woman, right?
That was on this episode at the beginning?
That was on this episode. Yeah, Carlotta, after she finally went back home, and this is after she left from the elevator. She's laying on I guess is her mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's like, I failed. I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and well, we'll see the subtitles and stuff. But essentially,
she's spraying around. I know she ain't spraying. Oh no, that's somebody from the FBI, the witch FBI.
Talisium, Tosimi little.
She's spraying roach spray. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, wait a minute. Go back to that scene.
What? The roach spray?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought Lasher burned her apartment down. What are they doing right now?
They supposedly had put a protection spell over his place because he was keeping her there. So I'm trying to figure out how Lasher... That's what I was thinking too. Like, did they come do all this stuff to like protect the house? What? That didn't work?
Yeah.
I guess it don't... Maybe he can't enter into it, but it can still have physical stuff happen to it?
That might be it.
Now y'all spraying for Lasher like a roach, ain't it?
I mean...
I keep the roaches out. I'm so bad. Sorry. I'm immature. But that's funny. So yeah, I guess it didn't work. I guess he said, I'll just burn it down and I'll smoke her out.
Yeah. So they're talking about her. She said, I failed her. Blah, blah, blah. I failed our family. And so, right. Yeah, I've always been his servant and always. Wind whistling.
Oh, see, they said Lasher rattling the trees looking for his horse. Is she really mad because Lasher didn't pick her or something?
Oh, did she say 30 years and he's on to the next?
Is she kind of mad he didn't pick her? Because is he the way that you get the power? Do you get the power through Lasher? That's what it sounds like, right?
No, because she said she's made of sterner stuff than her mother. I feel like I think she's just going about it in a strange and odd fucking way. I feel like Carlotta, I feel like she really does mean well. I feel like she's trying to keep Lasher at bay the best that she knows how. And she's the type she's not going to wait for you to agree with her. She's going to take action in the moment, like taking Rowan away when she was born. She's going to do what needed to be done to keep him there. She's like, where's the necklace? I took it off Diedre. And then what are you going to do? The only thing that's worth trying. And the only thing that has ever worked.
So she tried to bind him to the lady who wasn't. Bind him to you. But my thing is, Corletta, if you was really folded the what's up, you would have just bound him to you.
So I wrote this down. So this is what I wrote down after all of the episode was done. I said, okay, so Lasher set fire to the apartment. He is contained some way to the house, but still confused on the necklace part fully. But it seems it rejects anyone that isn't a Mayfair witch. Delphine came to the house. That's confirmed. Corletta doesn't have powers, so maybe she can't wear it. Like maybe if she wears it, it doesn't really do anything. It needs to be a Mayfair witch with powers. Speculation, but maybe he can only leave with Diedre's help since she did the spell she cast to find out where Rowan was.
Was able to.
And then after Diedre died and no one was currently wearing the necklace, he had a bit more freedom. He showed up to Cortland in that moment and hurt him. So I think that also, because that would go in line with Corletta really wanting to make sure that end goal is done. And if she did have powers, maybe she would throw the necklace on. But since but not Corletta. You saw that? She was like, everybody in the Mayfair line has powers except for Corletta. It maybe skipped her.
And that's why I'm just like, that's a misdirect. I'm not buying it. I feel like Corletta
it could definitely. It could also be a misdirect.
I feel like she watch it come out that Lasher rejected her or something. And
I wasn't good enough, so you decided to go for my whore daughter.
He said, yeah, you look at him going after his whore. Like she said that, like you the wife and he going with his mistress. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just seemed to be a tone underneath there. Like it's something about her. Like she wasn't. I don't know. Like she got a complex kind of about not being.
She might. That's good. That's good eyesight. Because like I wasn't all the way for it until you just said that. I do like that. Makes sense. That could be a misdirect.
Like why? How you a Mayfair witch and you just so about like being your like? I just feel like if this was a real world and you came from a family of witches. You wouldn't be like, God, and I'm gonna go to church on Sunday, bitch. Like, because it would be like if you say, oh, you came from a family of Satanists and you a devout Christian. I would be like, bitch, what happened to you? Like something must have happened. Like something had to happen in your life or your family that you got rejected, and that's where you found your solace in or something. It just would be weird for me for you to come through this line and be like, yeah, church and. You know, God is where I do my duty. It's like, okay. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. It just feels like it doesn't. And what other notes you have? Anything else about the I know we went I just want to make sure we hit all the notes.
Yeah, I think we hit most of what I was saying. Let's see, Lasher being that being that visited Diedre 30 years, he will be now visiting Rowan.
And he really seemed like he actually did care about Diedre, which I thought he didn't. So that was kind of cool to see that he was upset about her dying and he did not want her to die. It felt like.
Yeah. Cortland said, your heart is broken, I know. But then, that's the thing, I would hope Lasher would have said something about it at least, but he went immediately from the acknowledgement of, from Cortland saying your heart is broken, I know, to he's saying she's different than the others. She's close to me now, somehow. So, I mean, she's closed off to me somehow.
And I felt like that was going to be like the Edward in Twilight, like, oh, you're special. Like, I can't get in your brain. Can't read your thoughts like everybody else. So I kind of was expecting that she was going to be different, but it didn't seem, I thought it was going to be a little harder for him to find a way. I was kind of shocked. I thought they were going to explain what he meant by that, but I guess since her mother didn't have a chance to pass him along, maybe he had to find a way. Because most of the women know their moms, and so their mom passed it on, and they pass it on, and they pass it on. So I'm just, maybe that's why he didn't have an automatic, entryway in or something. I don't know. But they didn't really say what made it. He said I could get in.
It could just be the fact. Yeah, it could just be the fact that she's the 13th witch, so maybe she's just like innately a lot stronger off the bat. So he has to do a lot more to get access to her mind. Because I mean, we got confirmation that he's able to.
Yeah. And I
Because
mean, I
he
guess
just had to, all he had to do is just give her that Mighty Guard drink.
that's what I'm saying. And like, I guess this is supposed to be where the payoff comes from, that we know Rowan hooks up with random dudes, because they also would have been a little bit weirder. So I appreciate that kind of being a thing that she does, because I feel like if they hadn't established that, knowing me, I would have nitpicked about that. Like, you mean to tell me this random man just came up to her ass and she just started making out with his ass? Like, but they did make a point to establish that that's what she do. So I do appreciate that, having some little bit of payoff so that scene felt more believable for me. Because,
And
that would have
she
been weird.
also was under the influence, whether magical or not. And then on top of that, very grief stricken. So you trying to get one where you can, girl, I don't blame you.
I mean, yeah. But even me, drunk and grief stricken, I'm generally skeptical of everybody. So there's not enough drink that's gonna make some random creep in a mask come up to my ass in a parade, and I'm not gonna panic. If anything, if I was high as fuck, I would spaz the fuck out and run.
That's why I said I made sure to write that down. I said, she asked me how I felt if Lasher approached me, and in my mind he approached me the same way he just approached her.
Yeah.
And I knew it, up and down, left and right. I knew it.
You wouldn't
So
be
that's gonna
into
be
it?
a hard no. That's gonna be a pass. That's gonna be a get your ass away from me. RAPE, back the hell away from me.
Right.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my private square. Back up.
He was real close. That's how you
Back
know
up.
two actors don't have chemistry. Like, when you watch them and you be like, oh, I know they real hot. Like, when I start having intrusive thoughts about a scene, I'd be like, they don't have no chemistry, because it
never in my life
in.
have I thought about that.
Really?
In Interview the Vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Interview the Vampire. Never have I thought about that. I was lost each time they were on screen together. Lost.
I frequently go back and watch movie licking little stab fingers.
Being like,
we be on we be on the smutty Twitter, the smutty vampire interview with the vampire side of Twitter, and she be posting gifs, and like that's one of her favorite ones to post, and we be like, oh, the good old days. But it's still funny to me how he slapped his food. He was over here sucking the fingers. He slapped
give me an answer.
So never heard that rhyme before. But okay, well, since it's going off, that will be the conclusion of our discussion of this week's episode of Mayfair, which is episode 3. So I'm hoping episode 4, we got a lot of exposition out of the way. We got some answers. I'm hoping, oh God, it's in. Okay, but I'm hoping that we get some more stuff this next episode. Some I don't know. I want a little bit. What you want with this next episode? What would you?
Well, now that we've gotten this is the 3rd episode, so we've gotten 2 episodes, right, that were kind of and this episode has started that I see where the dip has started, incline has started when it comes to what I hope to be, really taking off and hitting the peak. So it's going to have to stay that for me, because we are now at episode 3. I need episode 4 to continue the incline. And then I need to just keep going. At any point, though, just because I'm not crazy, like, I'm interested, we're getting more answers. Maybe we're having some beats that I'm more interested in, seeing where their limits are. Seeing the whole situation with Delphine was like, okay, so they gonna push more boundaries as far as what they're gonna show, what they're gonna dive into. So I'm still interested. But if at any point it really does this, I'm probably just gonna check out.
Yeah. And we need to
I'm going to check out until somebody tells me.
We need to ramp up these love-making scenes, because we know y'all can do better.
No, actually don't. Don't do that. Not until you introduce more characters.
Well, the thing I want to say speaks to is the fact that these actors don't have chemistry together. Because
they really don't.
I feel like if they really felt like the actors had enough chemistry to pull it off and it'd be believable, they'd absolutely go for it. We know how y'all rock. So it's like, absolutely, because somebody was saying in the comments, shout out to the people who view this. I know some people are going to view it when I upload it, but they come in the comments and kind of fill in some gaps to stuff we talk about, and they're careful to not drop too many huge spoilers. Nice. But they did say in the book there's a lot more love making than we've seen. They've cut a lot of it, they said.
Okay. Well.
And they did change some of the or something. Somebody said something. I saw that in passing. They changed something about one of the guys who's. So I'm just curious to see where it's gonna go because they're really taking out a lot of. Sounds like, but I think that's because of the main actor. I really think it's the lead actor. I think she has some limits. That's why Rashawn.
I just want more characters.
Yeah, I think it's her inability. I feel like if you're gonna have a woman who's playing a witch, she needs to be a passionate, like she has to be able to lean into that because that's like literally what it's about. It's peak feminine energy, like, so you have to be able to lean into that all the way. So I feel like if you were gonna cast the main character for something like that, I don't know, I just feel like she should have the ability to pull that like complete under like passion release. Like she should be able to pull that off. Like they got this little redhead chick in that show Outlander who played like a sorceress lady and she was killing it. Like she was leaning in. Okay, she was bathing in the blood of virgins. She was all in. And I'm like, you gotta kind of be able to really like lean into full goddess, like feminine energy. And I just don't see this chick being able to do that. Like, it's not that she's not cute, but I just don't. She might surprise me, but I ain't seen it yet. So
yeah,
I ain't seen it in White Lotus
that's
either.
fair.
And I didn't see it in the Girlfriend Experience, which I think she was in.
And there's another show she's a detective.
They were playing escorts. I thought she was like a friend of the main character, and she was like maybe doing escorts. So I just didn't even see it then.
I saw a trailer of her and as well as a thumbnail of her in some show as a cop or a detective, and I could have sworn Rowan was just in a different outfit.
Yeah. She always looked the same.
It's all like, I feel like, it's like you gotta, maybe if I see her in a show where she got a messy up bun.
Yeah, like she don't even do ponytails really.
Maybe that'll give her, I'll unlock some more acting chops if she does her hair different. But
they need to cut her
as
hair.
Of right now, it is, it's staying at a consistent, like a 6 for me. 6.5.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a 6.5 for me. So. I got a question.